Hey everybody, this is that German guy Josh Runquist, and I'm here with Brent from Ramona Falls, who's going to be playing here tonight at 7th Street Entry in Minneapolis. How's it going tonight?
Excellent, thanks.
It's really cool to see that you guys are playing here for the first night of the tour, which is actually the last leg of the album cycle, right?
Yeah, this is probably the last U.S. tour that we'll do to promote Prophet, and it's our first show of the tour, so we're nervous but excited, and we drove here to Minneapolis from Portland, Oregon. It's a long drive, but hopefully the show will go well.
Yeah, I'm hoping so as well. It's the first time I actually get to see you guys, so I'm really excited to hear the songs that I've been wanting to hear for so long, but finally be able to hear now.
Well, I hope we present them adequately.
Well, I'm sure you guys will. That'll be no problem. Although there's always the first night jitters, but it happens.
There is.
So I noticed that you have other bigger openers for the rest of the tour, but tonight it's just local openers, correct?
Yeah, I believe the support bands are local acts tonight.
Oh, very cool.
I feel bad I wasn't able to research them more thoroughly.
Well, you'll be able to hear them tonight. That's a good start.
Exactly.
So how's the crowd reception been since the album has come out?
It's been, it varies depending on the city, really. There are some places where, the audience is really enthusiastic, and there are other places where it feels like it hasn't caught on and may never. But it's Prophet is the new record is more a little bit more dense and a bit more electronic sounding than the previous record. So it's been interesting to see. It's been fun to be able to tour this record more. The first record, Into It, we really didn't have time to tour very much. So it's been good. Our most recent tour we got to open for a band that I love called the Helio Sequence, and we swung through St. Paul, and that was a really fun time.
Oh, that would have been a great show to see.
Yeah, those guys are amazing.
Very much so. And what I love about the new album is I find there's a lot of dynamics to it, which I think is very important to have in this style of music. Because otherwise it just starts to get too one-sided and starts to get boring towards the end of the album. Yeah. I mean, listening to the new one, I hear the dynamics in there, and it makes it fun to listen to over and over.
Great. Part of what I try to do when I make a record is create variety, variety of feeling and emotion and sound, and so that's good to hear.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. So what are your plans after this tour?
Well, I'm beginning to scratch the surface for making the next record.
Oh, cool.
So we'll see what happens with that. But, definitely, my favorite thing in the world is to make records. So I hope that, I'm able to be involved with a record or two this in 2013 that I love. So fingers crossed it all works out.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So has any songs been fully fleshed out yet, or just basic ideas?
Not even that.
Not even that?
Yeah, I just just like melodies and chords and a couple words, but there's a lot of work yet to be done.
Ah, very cool. See, that's the exciting part about writing a new album is you really don't know where it's going to go at first. I mean, you might have an idea, but then by the time they end of the recording process, it's an entirely different album.
It's really true. I feel like making an album is like a process of discovery. You kind of are trying to tickle out what the songs want to be and how the songs want to sound.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
So I also noticed for this tour that it's a new lineup than what you guys have done before. How did that come about?
Oh, just incrementally, honestly. The four guys, including myself, who made the record, we play at South by Southwest. One guy, Matt, he was the guitarist, and he has a project called Lostlander, and I produced that record, and that project just keeps doing better and better, and Matt needed to prioritize his time, and so he left to focus on Lostlander. Excuse me.
Not a problem.
And then then what happened? So we got Brandon to replace Matt. So Brandon was the new guitarist, and then when it came time to tour in the fall with the Helio Sequence, Dave, the bassist in Ramona Falls, is also the bassist in Lostlander, Matt's band, and David committed himself to that. So then Brandon started playing bass instead, and we had a vacancy in the guitar department, but rather than fill it with another guitarist, I thought it'd be cool to fill it with someone who plays violin or a string instrument. And lucky for Ramona Falls, Lauren Jacobson is the violin player there. And then for this tour, Paul Alcott, who had been our drummer up until now, has committed himself to a project with a band called Parenthetical Girls, and he wasn't able to juggle both tours. So we have added a very nice young man named Jerry Joyner as the drummer. So yeah, it's kind of a new crew, but they're all super awesome and really nice.
Oh, very cool.
I've been, I don't know, I feel like I've been so lucky to work with the people in Ramona Falls that have been in the band. They've just all been so talented and so awesome. Yeah.
That's a pretty impressive resume so far of everyone that's been a part of the band.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, Portland is full of, really creative and inquisitive and talented people. And so, yeah, so I'm really grateful to live in Portland where I'm able to work with people like this. I'm sure they're great in Minneapolis as well.
Well, it's been told that we do have a really good music scene around here.
Yeah, no, the band I've been hearing a lot about is it Policia? Or
yeah.
I can't pronounce the name of the band, but
well, I have trouble with that too. Don't worry. So, considering that you guys are on the road as much as you are, and it takes a long time to get there and everything, have you guys discovered any new bands or music that you've been getting into?
Gosh, good question. So let's see. I mean, one time on the road, I discovered Mikachu and the Shapes, and they became one of my favorite bands ever. I saw them play at a festival, and it just completely blew my mind. And we've had a chance to tour. I've had a chance to go on tours with other amazing bands. Two Fawning is one of those. Of course, the Helio Sequence. The Helio Sequence had maybe one of my favorite records of this year. We're going to be touring with a band called Social Studies coming up in the rest of this, the second half of this tour. They have a new record, and they're just awesome. An awesome band, awesome people. But in terms of, let's see. Oh, I stumbled into a concert at South by Southwest last year that was Django was playing, and I really liked them. I got into them. I've been really excited for them that they've become so popular. And I think they're playing the First Avenue here soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, pretty excellent. Yeah, excellent band from England.
Oh, that's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
So when the next album comes out, what bands would you like to tour with?
A reunited Talking Heads. There's so many bands that I adore. Do you mean like which ones would be like an aesthetic good fit, or which ones would be like kind of like my fantasy, like just like the best artists in the world kind of thing?
Either way, I mean, I could see like bands that you'd want to open for, or bands that you'd like to bring with you on tour.
Oh gosh, oh right. So I think that bands to pair up with, like I really like Kishibashi. His new record I like a lot. There's a couple of songs in there in particular which just make the hair stand up on my head every time I hear it. There's a lot of great. I would say John Mouse, but I don't know if I like his live show. And then what else? There's like there's like different heroes of mine. Like the National and M83, just like the obvious choices, the Arcade Fires of the world, that are just people that are making amazing. Bon Iver, people that are making just incredible music, and be pretty fun to be on a tour like that. And then there's my hero of all time, PJ Harvey.
Oh yes.
But this is this is probably not going to happen, so it probably just hurts to think about, really. But in terms of bands to bring with, gosh, I don't know that Ramona Falls has a big enough profile to really have our pick, but there's some really exceptional bands in Portland. Like Two Fawning is an incredible band, but it's unclear to me who would be the headliner there. What else? There's the band I was talking with you about a second ago. They're called Soap Collectors, and I'm not sure if they're still a band as such, but that's a really cool project.
Well, that still would be really cool. I mean, when the next album cycle comes around, that'd be great.
Yeah, totally. We'll see when we get there.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So, what do you prefer for touring? Do you prefer
opening for bigger bands, or do you prefer doing the headlining shows?
I don't think I think about it that way. I think I think having an energetic crowd that is into the experience, and there's a certain visceral sensation that accompanies that. That's really nice. So having a show that's, where there's a lot of energy in the room is kind of my favorite thing. And of course, having enough time to get set up and feel comfortable playing a set, feel like the sound is dialed in and that it's going to sound good on stage and in the room. That's nice too. It's more just the kind of vibe from the venue and from the audience. That's really the most important thing for me.
That's actually a really good way to look at it. I mean, as long as the crowd is into what you're doing and the whole experience, that's the best way to have a show.
Yeah, if you feel like you're connecting, that's nice.
Oh, very much so. So just to wrap things up here, is there anything else you'd like to bring up that I did not bring up yet?
Oh gosh. No, I mean, thanks so much for your time and for the questions. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for wanting to participate. That's awesome.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Oh, I'm glad to have you with, and I'm glad to finally be able to see you guys for the first time tonight.
Well,
just a little bit.
Hope we don't disappoint.
Oh, I can't imagine it will.
Okay.
So once again, this has been Brent from Ramona Falls, and this is that German guy, Josh Runquist. Thank you.